You watched Murderbot, So Good, and Sinners, which is also great. Nice. I watched a bunch of first episodes of anime that came out for summer season. I'm not going to give feelings on much of it right now. I can say I'm excited about Dan to Dan coming back. We'll look at fixed stars in a moment. Uh, but y'all already knew I liked Dan to Dan, so that's not a shocker, we'll say. Well, that didn't do what I hoped. And again... Get that nice and... I actually look through that. If I can, it's not letting me. Do one more. Now I can. 1 star. The effect of the constellation... Wait, what? Constellation effects only trigger when clicked on. Okay. Alright. Fixed stars. Stargazer's thing. By the way, you finished your playlist for Blair. Nice. You're liking Lazarus on Max? That's one of the things I watched a bunch of over the weekend, because I'd watched a bunch of it, and then forgot about it until this weekend, when I was like, oh fuck, did I ever I got like halfway through this. I should finish it. I did not finish it, because the last episode is still not out in Japanese, and I was like, right, this is why I took a pause. I am a little torn on that one. I'll talk about it after we look at these constellation things. Okay, this book contains a complete starbase, list of constellations and observed effects accompanied by appearance of each one, depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky. This book, a solid base, cool. 1 gold for a North Star. 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. 3 steps. 4 gives you a diamond. Okay, but we saw a painting that looks like the 4. So could I get 1 gem from that? Or was that painting indicating there is a gem in this room? Because that is also the first room we got a gem in. Interesting to think about. 5 stars, room with 4 doors are more common today. 6. Is there no 6? Skips from 5 to 7. 6 might be a special one. Farmer's apple. Apples are extra delicious. 8 is a key. 11 is 5 gems, so you skip from 8 to 11. 12 dead-end rooms are more common. That seems bad. 15, the sail. 20, bloom of the sky. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers. The fuck does that mean? And maybe more importantly, I wonder if getting stars is cumulative. Because, like, cool, 1. Let's gain a credit. North Star, cool. Alright, follow-up question. Can I make it angle up higher, and will I see something else? No. Okay. What happens if I try to make it crunch? Can't? Okay. I want to see if I can, like, look through this thing at the wall. And if that does something special for me. Oh, the board might be, like, right in the way, actually. Okay, it's probably too far away, also. Okay, I don't think it's gonna let me do this. Fair enough. You know, it's a puzzle game, we had to check. Clearly the book is not complete. That's how I'm feeling about it. Oh, I gotta go one more. Don't forget to tell me your thoughts on Lazarus. I won't. So, I thought it kicked off pretty well. And there's a lot of people behind it that are also behind Cowboy Bebop. So, you know, I maybe had, we will say, high expectations. One might say too high. But I also, after not really touching it for a few weeks and realizing, oh, I, like, forgot I had been watching this, sort of had a moment of, I don't think this is really hitting for me the way that I wish it would. And again, not to say I think it's bad. I think it's pretty decent. But particularly around the middle, I cannot help but feel like it kind of started dragging in a way that is like, I guess I feel like if it was really hitting for me, I wouldn't have forgotten for, like, literally 4 or 5 weeks that I was watching that show. You know what I mean? And that is what happened. Like, literally 4 or 5 weeks of being like, oh, right, fuck. I was watching this. I should go back and, like, check it out again. Alright, dining room is probably the better choice here. That doesn't force me to go back down. And this one leads to a room of a color of your choice. So room color matters. You notice our bedrooms are purple, closets and a bunch of other stuff are blue. Green might always be outside. And it looks like orange might always be a hallway, so to speak. Secret passage seems like it might just cause a non-Euclidean door, basically. But it also looks like it would only go one way, so I'm not doing that one. We're doing dining room to make sure we can still progress. Our dining room. That said, I want to say last 3-ish episodes have felt like the momentum of the show comes back. Like, the first couple episodes feel like there's some momentum to the show. And the last few episodes have felt like there's momentum again. And if that last episode had not been only in English, I would have finished it yesterday. But unfortunately, it is still only in English, so I'm guessing that's probably going to be like later this week. It'll probably start letting me watch it in Japanese, and then I'll be finishing that show up. Nothing in this dining room? That seems crazy. No interactable? No food? I mean, 2 doors. I can't scoff at 2 doors. Special keys. Oh. I can use a special key at any locked door to turn it into a special room. Because I don't know if the secret garden is gonna lock me out, I'm gonna use the secret garden here if I can. Yeah. Oh. Doesn't fit. Interesting. Okay. Maybe the locks are also color-coded? Very interesting. Boudoir. So kitchen would go deeper. I like that. Rompus goes straight across. I only have 1 gem, so let's do the one that goes deeper. Like, it would be cool to get to the antechamber. I'm sure there's going to be a puzzle that I, like, learn about a little bit when I get there, and like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to have a run that gets me here with XYZ being done. My kitchen. No fruits in here for me? Rude. Okay, but we got something. Kitchen menu. Had morning room. Lemon glazed salmon, charbroiled Cajun spice salmon, lemon butter sauce served on spinach, over spinach. 20 steps plus 10 if you have an aquarium. Interesting. I can come back here for a huge number of steps if I can find a bunch of money. $10 on a dog tag seems... Anytime I see, like, a number, I'm like, you know? Is this number gonna be important? My passage room seems important. This counts as 2 bedrooms. What the fuck does that mean? Less likely to find items laying around. That doesn't seem great. Let's do... Oh, I can't. Okay, well, this one dead ends, so I guess we're doing maid chamber. Less likely to find items now. Which actually seems kind of like a downgrade, but whatever. Let's see. Day we all dreaded has finally come. Death of our benefactor. Any staff who have interest in attending services may contact Miss Babbage. Following instructions left by the Baron himself. All work is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave. Must vacate by Friday, November 6th. Okay, well, it might be Friday, November 6th in-game. If date matters. Why would it let me zoom in on this? I'm guessing this is all the live-in staff? Huh. Milla. Oh. That's an angel with a broom. Which was number 5 in the chapel. I'm gonna put a note next to that that says Milla. Or Mia, maybe. Rompus room, there's an antiquated way to say den or recreational room. Maybe a little bit. But that statue being like an angel with a broom seems important to me. I don't know what that's going to mean for us. Maybe if we see the number 7 somewhere and it needs a code, the code is Mila. You know what I mean? This door being, or wall being like cracked is kind of weird. It's like the first room that has looked... It's not the first. The garden had some cracked walls too. Huh. Okay. Oh, shoot. That door is locked. Okay, okay. This had a locked door. Might be out of room, or possible paths. Without being able to get another key. Heck. Okay. I mean, for a first run, we can't have expected to get it all the way. I honestly got closer to the antechamber than I might have expected. We did learn a couple things. Like possibly Mila. I'm gonna go, because we have the steps for it, I'm gonna go back through all the rooms looking for angel statues, just in case. I definitely would not have thought to notice that before other stuff. I'm also going to not spend the money in case that carries over. Wine bottles. Just needed a key, right? Yeah. That's just a horse. I mean, I know it's a knight, but you know what I mean. There honestly might be a painting of like an angel with a name on it also. We're just gonna look around. Trying to be observant. The other show that is doing its season 2 that I'm excited about, like particularly excited about, is My Dress Up Darling, which at this point, what, 3 years ago or something is when they did the first season of that? Which I feel like I remember saying pretty positive stuff about. I'm pretty sure I was still in the basement apartment when I watched My Dress Up Darling Season 1. So that must have been at least more than 2 years ago. Which is cool. I like that. I'm excited. Oh, wait. Hallway. I have a door on the right of hallway we can go down. Okay, we might not go back through every room. I want to keep some steps, you know? Yeah, My Dress Up Darling. I like that show a lot. Liked that show a lot. Funny enough, there's only really been like 2 anime that I was like, I'm just gonna go read the manga now. And it's not the action anime that I'm like more interested in general. It was My Dress Up Darling, and it was fuck, what's the name of that one? Oshi no Ka? Doesn't feel right. I think they're both done being released as manga now, so I read all of them. All of it, rather. Might be Oshi no Ko. Oshi no Ko. That's the other one that I like went and just like read. Yeah. Now we can look at this one again. That one is a lie. Doors in the west are not more likely to be locked. The doors in the east are more likely to be locked. I feel confident about east-west being correct, because we also saw the thing about north having stuff get locked more, and I feel like going north had us running into more locked doors. Surprise, surprise. A billiard room lets us keep going, so we're going to do that one. The run's not over, baby. A billiard room. Saw something about a math puzzle in here involving a dartboard. Plus minus times divided by. Am I supposed to hit a specific number? And how do I know what number it is? Pod. There's definitely a specific number, and I'm supposed to hit the numbers to make this math equation make sense. But what is the target number? Does it have anything to do with the billiards? Wait. Plus minus times divided. They're not lined up perfectly, but the plus and minus are, or the plus and, so 8. No, that doesn't quite fit. Like, if this is a billiard table, right? I think these are saying, like, these are the numbers you're going for. Does that make sense? That one's kind of middle-ish. That one might be the 8. Seems a little bit high. And this side is, like, mirrored. Not quite mirrored. Maybe, though, if I don't look at the whole area as the table, but rather just like the up to the darts where they're cutting it off, then it makes some sense, right? Because we have 15 is the bottom one here. Oh, but then the times doesn't make sense. There's not one here. It could be mirrored. At any rate, this one looks like I could do the plus up there, the minus as this one, 0 for the times, and then divided by 8. But you can't divide... It could be the red ball, not the cue ball, but that red ball doesn't line up as cleanly as these two look like they do. I guess the times is a little bit left. So, like, it could be the red ball. Because those are, like, really perfectly lined up. Alright. If I did plus... What is that? 15. 15 minus 13, so 2 times... What is that, 3? That's the 3 is the red one. So 6 divided by 8 would be like 0.8. That's not a clean number for this. Other option, the way I see it, would be... Won't line up. I guess the other option would be 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 times 13 is a shitload. Do. 5 times 13. 65 divided by 15. Should be 7, right? No. I can't math. 4.3. Why'd I get... Yeah, I was thinking 5, not 7. But 4.3. Which also is not clean. Or... Side just doesn't line up. Like, does this pointing through matter? Hey, Willow. How's it going? Welcome to Blueprints. I know you are excited. I really feel like this is right. I just don't know how to put it together yet. You know what I mean? AFK, but you'll be fully around it soon. That is awesome. We will see you there. I ain't going nowhere. Like, if it's just looking at the pattern and not the whole table, maybe. So far so good. It's interesting. We're still on our first day. And I'm maybe getting hung up on this puzzle because I feel like I understand what it wants me to do. Almost. I'm like that far from it, you know? If that one was 0, then it becomes 8 times 13 instead of 5. Eight times 13. Nope. Come on, fingers. 104 doesn't cleanly get divided by 15 either. But what if order of operations for math matters? If that were the case... Fuck, what is the... It's been so goddamn long. I think it's multiplication goes first, then division, then addition and subtraction. In which case... What, 3 times 13? Oh, God. Alright. 3 times 13 divided by 15 plus 8 gives us a weird fucking fraction, so that's probably not it. The other option would be if it was 0, but then it becomes 15 plus 8. If I only get 1 dart, that doesn't make sense. On this side, I get 3. Oh, God. Anyway, my theory... Sorry, Willow. My theory is... These math numbers are correlating to locations for the balls on the table. And it's telling me what I need to hit on here. That is my theory. I'm just not quite there yet. Doing it this way, it would become 0 or 3, depending on what I think this actually is. The X is slightly left, but not enough for me to feel like it matters. But it might matter. Let's do 3 times 13 divided by 8. weird fraction again. That's probably not it. The other option would be turning it into a 0, but then we get the same... Well, no, you can't divide 0 by anything. Just fucking 0. Well, if it's just 0, actually... then the only thing that matters is the plus. Which means I would just have to determine... Alright, let's just try the number 5. 5. What did that do? Am I supposed to put the other side now? Which I was seeing as... probably this side. Kind of centered, though. This side just doesn't look like it matches up right. Okay, if this was... skinnier... that makes sense? Not really. This side doesn't match up in placement. 5 didn't really do anything, which is unfortunate. I'm sure we'll find something that helps us with this. I'm not going to spend the rest of the night here. That's my theory, though. It feels right to me. Or it feels extremely close to me. The numbers of the balls on here correlate in some way to the markings on these. And then I do something with this. Why is the 15 lit up? What does that mean? What happens if I hit the 15? Okay. 15 is this ball. Which means if 15 is to start from here. Which maybe this is indicating which way you're supposed to look at the table from. Which would mean 15's the plus. Minus 2 is 13. No? A plus 15. Minus 13 would be 2. But it seems to think that's not right. So... why wouldn't that be right? It's saying 1. No, neither of those are right. So 13? Do I just ignore what it is showing? No. The fuck? All right, I still feel like I am close to this. I just am not quite understanding what it's asking of me. Because if 2 and 1 are both wrong, then that's not the 13? That feels like what it is. It's 15, turns into 2 after minus 13. Unless I'm supposed to do the multiplication ahead of time, in which case 15 minus possibly 0, possibly a shitload. It's minus 0, it's 15 again. No. What's 13 times numbers? 13 times 3. 39. Negative 24, so that doesn't make any sense. But negative 24 divided by 8 negative 3. So 15.3. Okay. I don't know why the 2 and the 1 lit up. We're doing something right here. Okay, so we're doing the plus because that's the number we're starting with. Then we do mathematical order of operations to determine what that turns into, which was negative 3. And that lit up. What happens if we hit 20 now? It resets fully. So, if we're talking about absolute numbers, negative 3 makes sense. Who cares, right? But what does it want next? Do we just go to this? In which case, I haven't fully determined which ones are which, but if this does indicate facing this way, I feel like I would have to assume it still means that, which means whatever's under the 15, so 13 minus maybe 3. There's no ball here. Backtracking to anime, yeah, what's up? Alright, it's fine. We figured out a piece of this. We'll figure out the rest later. It's Oshi no Ko, which I talked about when we were playing the, when did I talk about that? That might have been when we were playing Elden Ring last year. I'm not sure. Okay, spare room lets us keep going. Metal detector is caring about something. you caring about the ladder? Oh no, there's a coin in the corner. Sick. Window. That's nice. Are we on the edge of the room? The thing? Okay. Billiard room didn't have a window, but this one does. Okay. Cool. Keep going. Shit. Oh! Secret garden worked. You think secret garden always has to be on floor 5 or rank 5 maybe? That's why it wasn't working. Oh no, because then it would have worked with dining room. Who knows? Apple for me. Secret garden. I'm gonna turn this up a teeny bit. Does seem quiet. This looks suspicious. Can't reach those apples. That moon looks kind of like the moon on that one lady's necklace. On the picture we saw earlier. About the doctor patient being reincarnated as Pop Idol? Yes. Oh. Wait a minute. North. Or into this. Red fruit throughout the house. How nice. We're going to the right side of this. It's pointing north as south. Which has me all fucking turned around. But there's a big arrow and 2 small arrows. Is the big arrow pointing north? And I'm supposed to make it match north. It was started pointing north. I only turn the big one, not the small ones. Oh, wait. When do you turn? Okay. Let's say I need north to point real north, not whatever this thinks north is. You think you got Oshinoko from Pachinko? Which is a joint Japanese-Korean live-action major series? Ah, yes, definitely not that. Now, I'm noticing also the duck is kind of pointing away. Am I just supposed to have an arrow pointing every way and the duck on top counts? In which case, this would be it. Alright, absolutely no fucking clue. Alright, we tried a couple little things. I'm not seeing any obvious indicators or notes. Nothing on the ground about it. Moon seems like it probably is important for whatever's going on here. Alright, Secret Garden, I don't know what the hell's going on here. But I opened you up. I'm gonna be proud about it. It's locked! Shit. Oshinoko, on the other hand, means fragrant dish. Oh no, Oshinko. Yeah, not quite Oshinko. Alright, we'll figure out what the fuck this is trying to tell us eventually. I guess we're going back, y'all. I wonder if that, like, can actually open and let us out here, though. Alright. Back to exploring rooms we've already seen, just in case there's stuff I didn't know to look for. We still got some steps. Maybe reread a note or two. Nothing behind there. Hello, clock room. Thanks for the apple that's now here. Nothing for me to actually interact with it here. But, like, here's the 4 stars, right? Which means gem, and I got a gem in here. And I really cannot help but wonder if that's, like, important? Matters in some way? That hasn't changed. Not that I would expect it to. We opened that up already. Not seeing any statues of angels with cleaning products. Nor am I seeing paintings that look like that. Okay. This could be it for day 1. Hey, banana. Because I don't have stuff. Like, we could sit there in the billiard room and try to figure that shit out the rest of the way. I was obviously on the right track, but there's some piece I feel like I'm just missing. Like, maybe if we treat this as a mirror, then we would flip... then the plus doesn't really match up that well. The minus would probably become this one. Times would become the 0, maybe? And it'd be divided by 5. Times might be the... Yeah, what? Just doesn't quite fit that way. So yeah, whatever we're supposed to do on the second half, I'm not sure yet. I feel like I figured out the first half of this. It also seems like it is a continuation, though. Like, you do this half, then you do this half, and do something to them. Like, 1 and 3 might matter. Like, maybe this is saying 3 moves to do all of what this is asking. I don't know. I'm interested, but I don't know. Alright, I think that's a day 1 for us. Definitely more fun to be had there. Alright. Call it a day. Yes, call it a day. I didn't fully read that. It might have said I'm going to lose my coins. Day 1. Rank reached 7, steps taken 69. Nice. Items found 3. 23 rooms. Okay. Not bad for day 1. Save and continue.